This is a quotation from a guy by the name of J.B. Phillips, who translated the Bible into English a long time ago. And the quotation really is about translating the Bible, but I think it has to do with Calvary too. J.B. Phillips said something like this. He said, going to church and reading the Bible and saying your prayers and having worship, sitting in the pew with your sisters and your brothers, doing all that kind of Christian sort of stuff, it's a lot like wiring your house with the current still on. Every now and then you're going to get bit. So J.B. Phillips discovered this to be true about translating the Bible, but I think it's true in general about the Christian life. Every now and then you realize the current is on, and every now and then it's going to bust into your life and turn things right upside down. And this is the power of the Holy Spirit. I'd like to tell you about one of my favorite numbers. It's a Pentecost number, and it's a number that's come to mean an awful lot to me. 30,000. Let me tell you why. Some of our founding mothers and fathers were missionaries in Africa a long time ago, back in the 1920s. In those days, it wasn't quite sure what would happen with the church at the end of the 20th century. In fact, a few years before, in 1910, a bunch of missionary bigwigs got together, and they thought that they should expect the church to disappear by the end of the 20th century. That's what they thought. Islam was growing about 4-to-1 over Christians, and the total number of Christians on planet Earth included less than 2% from the continent of Africa. Today, the church in Africa is growing by 30,000 every day. Every day. And so this happens by the power of the Holy Spirit. And it teaches us some things about how the Holy Spirit is at work in the world. The Holy Spirit is at work among all flesh, like we read in Acts chapter 2, and all cultures, all ethnic groups, men and women, young and old, people all around the planet. The Holy Spirit is at work beyond our capacities and imaginations. The Holy Spirit does stuff that we're not gifted for. And even when, like at the beginning of the 20th century, it didn't seem like the church was going anywhere, the Holy Spirit does His thing. So that's why this number has been so meaningful to me, especially in recent years. Every now and then I stop to think, 30,000. I had 30,000 new African sisters and brothers today. And tomorrow I'll have 30,000 new African sisters and brothers again. In those days, the church in Africa numbered less than 2% of global Christianity. Today, it's about 1 out of 5, and soon it will be 1 out of 4 of our entire Christian family will be an African. So I mean, like, this is way powerful, and this is the Holy Spirit at work.